Today, we're rebuilding the Cinderella story of this MLB season, the Diamondbacks, after losing to the Rangers in the World Series. A team a lot of people didn't even expect to come close to the postseason, put up a crazy season, and it looks like they've got a pretty decent core to build around. Even though he had his ups and downs during the regular season, Brandon Pfaadt showed glimpses of that potential that people expect of him, and it looks like he can be a piece to rely on for the future. Merrill Kelly proved to be a veteran that they can rely on for at least another season or two. It looks like he could just be a good guy to put in the rotation. And then Zach Gallen as the top of the rotation guy, their ace. I think they could supplement this rotation a little bit more, but they definitely have a good one in Zach Gallen. Ketel Marte had a crazy postseason. I think he broke the record for the hit streak. Corbin Carroll is definitely their piece to build around moving forward. What a talent they have there. And then Gabriel Moreno looks to be their catcher for the future, and they have plenty of young talent to continue to build with. So let's go get them a World Series. So let's talk about these exclusive negotiations because we're currently in the off season. I only have one offer on the table right now, and that's with Miguel Castro. 2 years, $7 million total for the contract with the club option after the first year. I thought, you know what, he could be a pretty decent bullpen arm for us for the next season, or maybe season or two. Zach Davies, I don't want him anywhere near this organization, and Aaron Sanchez, neither. So Evan Longoria, I think I'm going to let him walk. You know, 23 home runs for us here looks like some decent numbers, but at 38 years old, he's only going to regress more and more and more. It's tough to pay him when, I mean, look at how much he regressed already. And then, of course, Tommy Pham, another one of those guys that had a really good postseason for the Diamondbacks, is a good impact bat off the bench, and also when you need him to hop into the lineup as well. In the 51 games we had here, 200 at bats, he had a phenomenal season. It's just like, yes, he only regressed a little bit, but I'm worried about that 37-year-old season. We might see a crazy Evan Longoria type fall off. So I think I'm going to let him walk. If I really feel like I need another impact bat off the bench, I'll go back to him in free agency. But right now, just Miguel Castro as our only move so far. So let's get to the next portion of free agency, and let's talk about where we are as a team. So you can clearly see what we've got going on here. Jordan Lawler might come up. I want to give Perdomo another season. If things aren't looking good, then I'll call up Jordan Lawler. We've got Ketel Marte at second, Corbin Carroll on left. Christian Walker's been phenomenal at first base. Alec Thomas in center. I need to find a guy who hits lefties really well so we can platoon the two guys. Lourdes Gurriel is our DH or extra outfielder. We definitely are in the market for a third baseman now. There's going to be a couple available that we could target. Pavin Smith and right, or Jake McCarthy. I don't know about them. I think it's going to be whoever has the hot bat at the moment, or we could try to sign someone in free agency, and then Moreno's our catcher. Not going to worry about that at all. Pitching rotation, right? We have Pfaadt, we have Nelson, we have Kelly, we have Gallen. Kelly's regressing. I probably get one more season out of him. Probably one more. And then our bullpen, it looks okay. One issue is man supply did go down in potential. And then some of these guys just don't even have that much potential to begin with. So we're probably going to need to just kind of add some depth to the bullpen just in case some guys don't perform to their best. But I definitely want to add a two to this rotation this offseason. Let me show you the draft picks that we have here because I have a generational talent in Tom Carlton. We had the 12th overall pick, lefty out of Jamaica. 2 fastballs, the slider, the change looks unbelievable. May not feature this year, but definitely in season 2. Our next pick was Greg Hansen. Let me talk to you about Greg Hansen. Out of Canada, the soul patch beard combo looks like he should be the lead singer of Creed, but you know what? Hey, baseball is your calling. I get it. So really good hitting stats, lack of power, probably a first baseman for sure, just based off the height and lack of arm. But overall, not bad. And he's got some wheels, 71 speed, not terrible at all, 86 steal. Steve Jacobson was our next pick, first base and right field secondary. He is a third baseman, but again, at 6'4", lack of an arm, probably a first baseman also. Good hitting stats, again, decent speed, 69, nice. And then we had Nick Minoso, 59 overall, probably not going to feature. Martin Casto, 59 overall, probably not going to feature. And then we finished it off with Paul Sable, 56 overall. Let me tell you though, Tom Carlton, remember the name. This guy's going to be key for us. He's probably going to slot in, take over for Merrill Kelly once his contract expires at the end of this season. So our first order of business was going after a lefty for the rotation. It's going to be Blake Snell, 3 years, $77 million. Honestly, for 25 mil, it's not the worst deal. He's coming off of a phenomenal season, 200 innings pitched, 2.83 ERA. I mean, not bad. Shohei goes to the Twins. Didn't see that one coming. Second order of business was bringing in Teoscar Hernandez on a 2-year club option, $6.5 million. And basically, this is our Tommy Pham replacement. Just because he's a little bit younger, I felt like he wouldn't regress too much. And he's kind of putting up similar numbers in terms of run production and doubles, home runs, things like that. Yes, the average on base percentage is a little bit lower than what Tommy Pham did, but I feel like, you know what, with the bat, he hits lefties pretty well. I was looking for that type of impact bat off the bench. Teoscar fits the mold. And then our third, like, big acquisition is going to be Matt Chapman. I was looking for a third baseman. Yes, he's regressed a little bit fielding wise, but you know what, I felt like versus lefties and just in general, pretty well-rounded third baseman. I know in real life he had like a really bad second half compared to his first half, but you know what, coming off of a 21 home run season with a 346 on base percentage here, I think we can work with that. Plus the contract, 10 mil on average over 5 years. That's a steal. Alrighty, season 1, let's talk about this team. Ranked 11th, pretty good. Good contact, good defense. Who am I? This isn't the typical rebuild. I'm usually sitting around number 30 for defense, but pitching was good. Power's a little low, but I feel like the offense can still get the job done. I've extended 2 players' contracts. We've got Christian Walker, who 7.4 mil this season, but then we've got next year locked up already, and then potentially 2026, which is a club option. But otherwise, not too bad. We've got our first baseman spot locked up. I mean, if he's going to be hitting me 40, 30 home runs, I'm okay with that. So there's that. And the other one was Zach Gallen, long-term contract. He's the ace for this team for the foreseeable future. I want him to be that guy. So those 2 contracts locked up and done. And then outside of that, you know, I showed the main 3 pickups so far in Snell, Chapman, and Teoscar. I tried to bring in some depth for the bullpen, for the lineup, and I feel like the team is actually pretty good. I do worry about Merrill Kelly falling off a little bit, especially with Ben Lively being like our next highest rated pitcher. I mean, we've got Joe Ross, Jay Dramoson potentially. We could turn to Tom Carlton in the like crazy emergency situation, but yeah, we might actually need to look for a pitcher probably around the deadline, potentially a little bit earlier, depending on how things go. But overall, pitching staff as a whole looks pretty good. You know, Ben Lively was brought in, Chris Stratton was brought in, and then you can kind of see the rest of the names here. And then of course, you know, I try to bring in a couple others like Diego Castillo, Carl Edwards Jr., and Joe Ross, just to kind of get some more depth here, but we'll see how well they perform. I do have, now that I'm looking at it, I am a little worried. I'm not gonna lie, I am a little worried. Bench though looks good. We've got the stick handler, Reese McGuire, Jake McCarthy, Emmanuel Rivera, Teoscar, Jace Peterson. And then this is what our lineup's going to look like. I think it looks strong. I think it looks pretty good. I might rearrange it a little bit. Obviously versus lefties, Teoscar comes in, Emmanuel Rivera comes in as well. And then in AAA, we've got some names. You know, Kyle Lewis, I totally forgot he was part of the squad, but he might make an appearance. Probably not, but he might. Jordan Lawler is going to be the main guy to keep an eye on. And then I also signed Jesse Winker, just in case. You never know. Jesse Winker could be an impact bat for us if we really need it. Other than that, I think we kind of have covered the names that I want to talk about. So let's get through the season. We're at the deadline, and my worry has come true. Our pitching is in shambles. I'm already starting to kind of move some players around. Castillo's been called up. Jameson has been called up. Jameson, Castro, Nelson. Yeah, I mean, you can kind of see we don't even have Ben Lively currently up. Snell sucks. Fott isn't doing too well. Kelly is yikes. And then also Nelson too. So like we definitely need some pitching. And even some of the guys that I signed to kind of help us out a little bit aren't even doing well in AAA. So like Kevin Ginkel was struggling. He was already in the majors, but like 5 ERA in AAA. Come on, man. Ryan Thompson's not doing that great. Chris Matt is though, so I'm gonna keep my eye on him. Mantiply, I brought him back. I'm considering bringing him up, but he's regressing, so I'm a little worried that like, what's the point? You know what I mean? So there's a couple different moves that we could make. I definitely am in the market for a starter. That's 100% what I'm going to be doing. Lineup wise, we're actually looking pretty good. There's a couple bats that are struggling. Alec Thomas being one of them, Gabriel Moreno being another, and then outside of that, most of the guys are doing fairly well. Like Christian Walker's average is low, but the run production, home runs looks pretty good. So I'm not going to freak out too much. Bench is okay. I'd like to get Jake McCarthy some more ABs, but at the same time, I don't know where, unless I take out Alec Thomas. That could potentially be the move. But at the same time, the bench is not doing too bad, so I'm not too worried about that. Lineup wise, I don't think I'm going to worry about that. I feel like pitching is where we're kind of lacking. We're currently 10.5 out. Standings wise in the wild card, we hold the #1 spot. So let's go lock down this pitching, and I feel like that's going to be good enough to get us into this wild card spot, hold it down, and get us to the postseason. So I was looking to see what was available in or on the trade block, and I'm going to go and get Cal Quantrill. And to make this possible, I'm going to give him Barossa. Actually, no, I'm going to give them Pyro, the guy we signed. I don't think he's going to hit well for like 90 years, so I'm going to get rid of him. And then I'm also going to give him a catcher in Sebi Zavala. They want an outfielder. They want a catcher. There you go. And you give me Cal Quantrill. Okay, so we've got Cal Quantrill, and I'm sitting here going, man, I feel like we still need another pitcher. I'm looking at it going, Gallen, Snell, we've got Cal Quantrill, Fott, Nelson, like they're doing okay, but they're not doing great. And then obviously Merrill Kelly is regressing very, very quickly. Bullpen, I feel like we could probably use one more arm just in case. And realistically, what we also could do with the starters is we could turn to Carlton. He's 18 years old, 81 overall. Like, he looks absolutely insane. My one worry is his control. It's a little low. You know, maybe by the end of the year, if he stays in AAA, does really well, he can maybe have it up to +2, or he's at +2 right now, so maybe like +4, +5, +6. And if you get that 4, he's up to 50 control, which is way better than 46. So I don't know. He was tearing up AA. Do we give him the shot right now, or do we maybe find like a rental for the rest of the season? We can move Nelson over to the bullpen, let Kelly kind of sit out the rest of the season, and we go from there. Because like, I like these three, even though Snell's having a pretty poor start to the season. I still feel good about it. So I feel like maybe get like a rental. I feel like that's not a bad idea. And then lineup wise, maybe like a bench bat. I feel like maybe a bench bat. So I was kind of looking on the block some more. I do like the idea of picking up Brendan Donovan. I feel like he could be a pretty good utility player for us. So that was a name that I saw. Jorge Polanco, not a bad one either. I think he's 2 of 3 on his contract, so he's got 1 more year. Looking at the relievers, TJ, you've got Lucas Sims, pretty good. Angel De Los Santos, who else? Liover Peguero was another bat option that I liked. There's some good bench bats. There's some good pitchers that are available here. Even Jimenez, who in real life I believe signed an extension with the Braves as I'm recording this. But not with the Braves here. He's with the Brewers. He's having a good season, and the Brewers have him on the block. We've got who else did I see? Maybe Meza if we really needed a lefty. So there's some names here. I'm kind of liking it. The Boob Gonzalez, he's here. I'm not going to trade for him, but he's there. So let's start. Where do I want to go? Where do I want to go with this? I want to go with the rental, and we're going to go to the Rockies. Herman Marquez. Honestly, I'm not going to have to give up much for him. They want a starter, reliever, catcher, first baseman, or closer. Okay, what about like, what are we going to go with here? Maybe like Alcantara. Alcantara gets us really close. Okay, let's find this trade. All right, Joe Ross, who I had in free agency as like a depth option, Sergio Alcantara and Seth Beer are going to get us Herman Marquez. The other pitcher that I was looking at had multiple years left on his contract. It was Eduardo Rodriguez. And so I figured, doesn't really fit my plans. I'm not going to pick him up and just kind of clutter up the rotation, right? Because I think Eduardo Rodriguez had 2 more years on his deal. So we would have had a little bit of a clutter. Carlton wouldn't have had a spot in the rotation. And so I didn't want to do that. So right now I'm thinking Merrill Kelly's about to get sent down. I think for the bullpen arm, we're just going to rock with somebody that was available here. Let's see here. Arbitration. He's probably not going to get too much better, but at the same time, he's probably not going to cost a lot either. So let's see here. Maybe like Kevin. No. Oh, that would have been bad. Maybe like Kevin Graham, and also we'll give you Alvin Guzman, and then Camden Duzenak for Antone. TJ's in the squad. And then the 2 players I want to make a trade on the block. Oh yeah, we're making move after move after move. The first one is Brendan Donovan, but I also want Liover Peguero, which be potential shortstop, can play all across the infield minus first base. So I feel like he's a decent little option for us. essentially going to take over for Rivera or Peterson. That's kind of like what I was looking at, because Rivera's regressing. He's not really having the impact I like. And if you look at the stats here, or the attributes, contact versus righties, better versus lefties, right? Well, let's take a look at the guy that we're trading for. Contact versus righties a little low, but that contact versus lefties is better. Essentially, this is Emmanuel Rivera replacement, like a little bit younger, more potential. There we go. That's essentially what I'm looking for here. So they can have Patino, and also you want Jesse Winker, because I'm not using him, and he isn't having the best of seasons in AAA. So we'll go like that, and maybe like a Jamison Hill, and that gets me Leo over Peguero. That's a pretty good trade right there. And also, where was he? Brendan Donovan. We can make a little move here. They can have, do they want Peterson or do they want Rivera? I'll give them the younger guy. We'll go from there. They want a catcher. I don't really have a catcher that I want to get rid of. You can have Jose Herrera, or I want to keep him. So you can't have any of them. A pitcher. Let's go with Castellanos. Or you want Frias? You can have Frias. I know he pitched a little bit in real life. He's not really doing it for me here, and that basically gets the deal done. So now you can have Brett Johnson, and that'll be the trade. There we go. Let me adjust the lineup. So after those moves, this is what we're looking like. We've got Quantrill in the 3, Marquez in the 5, and then TJ is hopping in the bullpen right off the rip. And then lineup-wise, Leo Peguero is going to be our main bench bat that we turn to, hopefully. Probably versus lefties mostly. The lineup offensively doesn't change at all, except for versus lefties, where Brendan Donovan comes in to be the DH. So we'll rock like that. We're 59 and 48, which is honestly pretty solid. We're ranked 7th. So let's finish off the season. So we finished 92 and 70, which was good enough to get us into the postseason as a wild card team, which honestly I'm pretty happy with. All right, so we're gonna be taking on the Padres, and then if we advance there, we're gonna be taking on the Dodgers, which Dodgers won 105 games. We would have had to been like absolutely perfect to win the division, and we did take the top wild card spot, which is awesome to see. As a team, how did we rank? 3rd in batting average, which is awesome to see. Runs wise, though, are we going to get top 10? We are number 9. And if we take a quick look at ERA, just to get an idea of how our pitching staff was as a whole, I have a feeling this is where we were kind of lacking. We were 15th, so dead middle, right in the middle of everything. League leaders wise, Paul Sewald had the most saves, along with Zach Allen having the most complete games. And Corbin Carroll looks like he led the offense by a lot. Average, doubles, hits, slugging percentage, OPS plus. And then awards, let's take a quick peek. We got a Hank Aaron award and a batting title. Mookie Betts won MVP with 46 home runs here. I mean, that's a good season from him. Juan Soto was in 2nd. And JD Martinez, honestly, I looked at picking him up, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to go Teoscar. He's younger. I'm not picking up Tommy Pham because Tommy Pham's 36 years old. Look at JD Martinez. That bat would have been lethal in our lineup. I didn't even look at the other side. Ohtani wins the MVP with 44 home runs. Judge and Devers right behind him. Cy Young, Ohtani had a pretty good season, along with Brandon Woodruff. We got the batting title, Corbin Carroll, who for some reason is in a Twins uniform. So there's that. We can see that's going on. Does this happen to the other players? So it's just a team you control. For some reason, it glitches out. You got Vladdy winning the batting title on the other side. Peter Fairbanks, along with Alzolay, winning reliever of the year. And then rookie of the year goes to Dan Harmon and George Valera. Actually, this guy was drafted by the Pirates in this previous draft, like the season before, the one where I got the generational talent. The Pirates didn't pick him. There you go. They didn't even win rookie of the year. So what now? Nelson is our 5th man. He is a Pirate as well. So there you go. 4 ERA, decent whip. It's a little high, but we can work with it. Castillo, 6 innings pitched, kind of tough to judge him on. There you go, TJ. I like those numbers a lot. Austin Adams is regressing a little bit, but you know what? The season that he put up this year, really happy with it. Castro, good whip. I'm happy with that. Nelson, also a decent season. Paul Sewald, take a bow. I don't know if I'll bring you back next year, but yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing. And then, of course, we take a look at our starters. 2.3 ERA from Zach Gallen. Blake Snell kind of held the same. It looks like he's regressing a little bit, which is super disappointing considering I paid him for 3 years. I was kind of hoping I'd at least get one good year. I always see him do really well for the CPU. I was hoping he would return the favor for me, but I guess not. Quantrill, though, take a bow, sir. Take a bow. We got Brandon Pfaadt, who struggled a little bit, and then we had Marquez, who was pretty good. So realistically, I'm thinking maybe something like this for the postseason, and then we'll let Marquez kind of be that extra pitcher if we really need to turn to him in the rotation for a series. So let's see what's going on with the offense. So Jace Peterson is going to get called up. McCarthy got sent down. Really struggled, not just in terms of his production, but also just getting at bats. So we'll see. Honestly, he might get a chance next year over Thomas just because Alec Thomas didn't really do that well either. So we'll keep an eye there. Tommy Troy is another player that we got to keep an eye on. Apparently can play the outfield. I'm going to have to double check to see what positions he actually plays. I think he's number 2 on the Diamondbacks prospect list. So I've got my eye on him. Same thing with Jordan Lawler. We're going to see what we can do with them. Plus 15 for contact versus lefties is crazy. Greg Hansen also got called up to AAA. He looks unbelievable. And then we also have Tom Carlton, who only got +2 control after the All-Star break or the trade deadline. So he didn't really go up as much as I would have hoped, but he's definitely starting next year. So we don't have to worry about that. But Jace Peterson, not great. Liover Peguero, though, pretty good season. Teoscar, 11 home runs, 14 doubles, 819 OPS. I'm pretty happy with that as our kind of main impact bat. Reese McGuire, he knows how to handle the stick. We've got Brendan Donovan, who also was really good off the bench. And then if we take a look at our starters now, Perdomo, on base percentage is at 360. I mean, is really good. I do want to turn to Jordan Lawler, but if Perdomo's going to be putting up this kind of production, it's going to be hard to bench him. Corbin Carroll was unbelievable. Look at that stat line. 373 with a 436 on base percentage. Are you serious? Ketel Marte as well. I mean, these two right here carry the team. Christian Walker had 34 home runs. I mean, I already gave him the contract, so I can't really take it away from him. I'm happy with it. 34 home runs, I'll definitely take. Gurriel's potential went up, which is awesome to see. He had 31 home runs there. I went a little Mike Tyson on you guys. I went, you see that? 31 home runs, 800 OPS for sure. Pretty solid. Matt Chapman, really similar to last year. So for $7.5 million that we paid him this season, I'm okay with that. Like, honestly, not too bad. Even Pavin Smith, take a bow, have a good season. Moreno, yikes, not great. And then Alec Thomas, I kind of mentioned it already. He didn't have the best of seasons, so he might be someone that I look to let sit in AAA for a year. We'll see. Overall, I'm happy with the team. Let's take a peek how we doing in the postseason here. We are through to the next round. We'll let... Ooh, can we let him pitch? 1, 2, so 1, 2, 3. This will be day 4. Probably not. So we probably just keep... We kind of... Why is this happening here? Let's go like that. So it should be Marquez. Yep, perfect. Okay. Herman Marquez. 8-2 loss. 6-2 win. We lose. We stay alive for Marquez. I don't know if I really should let him pitch, but I'm going to do it anyways. We lose 12-6. So... man, a 16 ERA for Marquez in the postseason. I'm sorry, he will not be returning. It was a rental anyways. The Twins defeat the Dodgers in the World Series. They did have Shohei, so that does automatically make them like 100 times better in MLB The Show. So now it's time to get into the offseason, and it's time to just improve the team. So we've got a couple offers down here. Potential went down, so no thank you. Stratton's 34, he's regressing, no thank you. Austin Adams regressing, no thank you. But you had a good season. Take a bow, tip the cap, have a good offseason. Jace Peterson, no. Miguel Castro, maybe $3.5 million on the option. I don't know if it's going to be cheaper. $3.5 million for a decent bullpen arm. I'm going to take that. Marquez, what do you want? What do you want? You really let me down in the postseason, so I gotta let you walk. You really let me down. Lourdes Gurriel, let me get you let me go 2 years, and I'll make it worth your while. I'll give you $12 million, 2-year club option. There we are. We got Paul Sewald again. Tip my cap. We're gonna let you walk, and then Teoscar. You know what? How much did we pay him? $6.5 million. I'm gonna decline it. We're gonna let it go. Let's get to the offseason properly now, and let's spend some cash. All right. So now that we got exclusive negotiations out of the way, let me see if where is he? So Guriel signed, awesome. He's back. And I think that should be it. Like everybody else, why are these guys all signed? I don't remember signing these guys, but I guess we did. Why do we have so many players signed up? They weren't part of exclusive negotiations. I know these two, but I don't remember all these guys besides like the draft picks. I remember the draft picks being there. So that's weird to see all those guys there. But looking at the team now, we're gonna rock like this for the rotation. Fott's gonna be our 5, Carlton in the 4. I mean, that rotation looks really good. I'm happy with that. Nelson can stay there. Probably going to look to bolster the bullpen for sure, just because if you look at the other options that we have, there's some okay ones, but there's not any that really fill me with a lot of confidence, right? And then lineup wise, the only position is potentially right field. Like Pavin Smith was good, but I feel like between Pavin Smith, Alec Thomas, and also McCarthy, we've got the outfield pretty covered. I do also need to see what positions, what's his face, Tommy Troy played in real life. So we're gonna take a peek at that and see maybe if he actually does play the outfield, we can put him in the outfield as well. So yeah, Lawler will definitely get some time at short. Other than that, I feel like we just got to target that bullpen help and an outfielder, which Verdugo's an interesting one. He is from Arizona, maybe a little home reunion, other than that, like Juan Soto, you know, like, yeah, would be cool, but like, man, maybe let's see what we can do. I might be able to find something a little sneaky. So I'm in need of a reliever, and Garrett Whitlock is one of those players that like isn't expiring this year, but he's expiring next year. And I was looking at the Red Sox roster. They have Hader. Their pitching looks abysmal, and even their actual like lineup doesn't look amazing. So I feel like maybe they're in a little bit of a rebuild. I'm gonna give them 2 players that we're not using in Alex Jackson, and also we'll give him Chris Walker. We'll give him the A potential guy for the reliever, Garrett Whitlock. All right, so off-season time, you can clearly say I have an offer out for Shane Bieber, and you're probably thinking, why are you doing that? Your pitching rotation's set. It is. Okay, so I have a dilemma here. I was going, okay, I signed Alex Verdugo. He's home. Arizona. There we go. New right fielder. Helps us out with McCarthy and Pavin, who Pavin Smith was really good. It's just, I don't know if he's going to continue to do that. And also, it's just like a platoon guy versus righties. He could be a really good impact bat for us. Jake McCarthy didn't really do anything for me this season. He did get 100 at bats. And yeah, it's a small amount of at bats, but didn't really show anything. Also, center field. Drew Jones nowhere close to being ready. He's only 21. In real life, he's battling injuries, so there could be like, you know, I'm not saying his career is over and it's ruined, or like he's not going to live up to the hype or anything like that, but you know, maybe that development slowed down just a little bit before he starts to really take off. So we could potentially need a center fielder to fill the void until Drew Jones or Alec Thomas is really showing that they can take over that center field spot. Left field, I don't have to worry about it. Corbin Carroll is that guy. So center field, where can we go and get a center fielder? Not Cody Bellinger, not James Outman, not any of these names that you're seeing here, as awesome as they would be. There is a guy that I want on my team, and a team that is definitely in a rebuild, especially in this, the White Sox. I'm finally going to get Luis Robert, because right field looks a mess. Left field, you know, like, okay, I guess. Shortstop, you got Jacob Gonzalez, who I think in real life is going to be a really good player for them, but still fairly young at 23. Moncada's coming into his last season. They've got Colson Montgomery, who I know battled injuries last year, but he's, you know, a highly sought after prospect as well. So shortstop, third base looking good. Second base, they have this guy who they drafted, but I might be able to give them someone a little bit better. First base, a little questionable as well, but the team is clearly not good, right? So I want Luis Robert. I want him in my team. I think he would be a crazy good addition to this outfield. And there's 2 ways I can get him. Blake Snell or Tommy Troy has to be part of it. Tommy Troy can play the infield. In real life, I looked up his positions. He played a little bit of outfield at Stanford. I believe that's where he played his college. It was Stanford. So he played a little bit of outfield at Stanford, but he's mostly a middle infielder. So I'm looking at this going, our middle infield's pretty locked up with Lawler, Ketel Marte. Yes, we could keep them. It would be good for the future. So Blake Snell wasn't that great for us. He's regressing, costing us 25 mil. I can go and get Shane Bieber for 10 mil less. Probably should trade Snell, keep the prospect in Troy. So I think that's what I'm gonna do, and then we're gonna go and sign Bieber. So yes, we are picking up 8 mil here. Let me see, 8 mil plus 14 is 22. It's still less than what we're paying Snell. They want a first baseman, so I went and moved Jacobson and Hansen over to first base. I think I can get this done with Jacobson, because like Hansen might get a call up this year. Those hitting stats look pretty legit. Also Minoso has been slowly climbing up the ranks too. He's 19 years old. He might be a beast for the future. And then basically I can throw in whoever I want at this point and it gets the deal done. So let me give you this man right here. Nope, that's not going to get it done. Who did I throw in for this trade now? Because I had it done. Here, there we go. Boom. I finally did it. All right, season 2, here we go. This is the squad. We're ranked 5th. Contact's looking good. Power's looking decent. Pitching's looking great. Defense improved from last season. I'm just making the best teams ever. All right, Gallon. Bieber is in the squad. You saw the offer I gave him, 14 mil over 5 years. Honestly, not a bad deal. Quantrill's here. Carlton. We're going to hit it, and we're going to win the World Series. All right, Fott. There we go. Nelson. And then the bullpen's looking crazy good. Jorge Lopez signed him on a 7 year. 7 mil. I thought I was going to say 7 mil. It's actually 6 mil for the season. Not too bad. Miguel Castro. Matt Strahm was 7 mil. 7.5 mil. There we go. And then we brought in Garrett Whitlock through the trade with the Red Sox. I don't know if he's going to stay as our closer. It's going to be by committee. Whoever does the best gets the job. That's where we're going. Lineup wise, this is what we're rocking with. Robert is in the squad. His righty numbers don't look great, but I have faith. Plus, look at him in the throwbacks. It's meant to be. Walker, Gurriel, Chapman, Verdugo, Moreno, Perdomo. I mean, look at that team. We've got 3 90s, a bunch of mid to high 80s. The lowest rated player is Perdomo, which Jordan Lawler is right behind him. He's waiting for his chance. He is facing lefties. He is in the lefty lineup. He is currently at the bottom. We've got Piguero, we've got McGuire, Pavin Smith, Brendan Donovan, Perdomo. Alec Thomas is in AAA. Sorry, it had to be done. Same thing with Jake McCarthy. Drew Jones. Honestly, this outfield, this AAA team might win the championship. This team's looking kind of legit. But yeah, we're more worried about the MLB squad, so let's get through it. 94 and 68, 1 game better than last year, I believe. Let's double check that. I think that's right? Yeah, 92 and 70. Oh wait, 2 games better. 2 games better, even better. For league leaders, we had Shane Bieber. I think he had the most innings pitched and the best whip. I think that's what it was. Yeah, innings pitched, best whip. And then awards, a rookie of the year for Tom Carlton. There we go. Soto back with the Padres, had 54 home runs, beat out Pete Alonso and Matt Olson. Alonso with the Brewers. Interesting. Adam Duvall, MVP on the other side. What? 45 home runs. Okay. All right. Cy Young went to Kevin Gausman along with Dustin May. Corbin Burns on the Cubs. Woo, Brewers fans would be pissed. Batting title went to Soto and Pasquantino. See, really? Ah, man, I really thought he was going to fall off this season. He held it down for the Rangers. Okay. And then Evan Phillips won reliever of the year as well. Tom Carlton was rookie of the year. Like we saw, Jordan Lawler was behind him, even though he didn't really have the best of seasons. And Emerson Hancock now with the Tigers won rookie of the year on the other side. So Nelson, long reliever, almost 100 innings pitched, and he was fantastic. Love to see it. Kyle Nelson, not related, at least I don't think, had also a very good season. Pretty happy there. Whitlock couldn't really hold down the closer spot, so I moved him to middle relief. He improved a little bit. His ERA was around a 5 as a closer, so it did improve. I still think he'll get a little bit better. I think he'll definitely hold it down in the bullpen. Nabil Krismat came up for, not Ginkel, it was Thompson, pitched 7 innings, got roughed up a little bit. And also, who else did we have up? Oh, TJ. What happened, man? What happened? Miguel Castro was very similar to what he did last year, even a little bit worse, which is super disappointing. He also pitched less, so that could have an effect. Matt Strahm had 34 holds, and then Jorge Lopez took over the closer spot and was very good. Very, very good. Really happy about that. Gallon, at the top of the rotation was unbelievable once again. Then Bieber right behind him was even better. So talk about a pickup. We saved money. Love to see it. Cal Quantrill, there we go. Carlton, rookie of the year for a reason. 3 ERA, 1.14 whip. Love the numbers there, up to an 87 overall. Look at the attributes. This guy was key for us. And then we've got Fott, who improved. So I'm happy about that. His attributes are still pretty low for the per nines, but overall, not terrible. Not the best of win-loss column, but not too worried about that there. So realistically, probably going like this. I honestly want Carlton here. Like, he was that good for the postseason, and then Quantrill will be that guy, emergency relief / give me that extra starter. Okay, so here, Hansen came up, got 8 at bats, had 3 hits. So there's that. I don't think Troy got at bats. Drew Jones didn't. Troy's potential went down. That's disappointing. Alec Thomas didn't get called up. Gurriel, man, what happened? You still hit 20 home runs, 34 doubles. Like, it's not bad, but he definitely regressed a little bit, which is super disappointing. Perdomo, I had to take him out of the shortstop position. He was like 0 for his first 30, and then I took him out after like the first, I think it was like the first month, and then they didn't use him off the bench, which is super disappointing because like his attributes don't look that bad. But at the same time, Lawler's season wasn't that great either. So you can kind of see, like, I guess we give Perdomo versus righties. We see Lawler's numbers. We're going to keep him in versus lefties. Figueroa came up, was okay, you know, got 200 at bats, not too bad. McGuire wasn't that great, but Brendan Donovan was our main guy off the bench. So pretty happy about that. Corbin Carroll, not as good as he was last year. If you look at the average on base percentage, OPS, still 30 home runs, 26 doubles, 53 stolen bases. I'll take that. Someone beat him in stolen bases. Hold on, let me see. League leaders. Who beat him in stolen bases? Nobody. I didn't get a notification saying that he got stolen bases. I only got the Bieber notification. I also didn't see where we ranked as a team. We are lower on average. Wow. Okay. 19th. Good Lord. But what about runs? 13th. So we took a step back offensively. That's not good. But pitching, I'm assuming we were way better. A top 3 pitching staff. Love that. Okay. Back to the offense. So Corbin Carroll, I mean, it's obvious, right? Some of our key players that we relied on, like Gurriel, didn't do as well. I mean, Perdomo didn't do as well. Corbin Carroll didn't do as well, but he still had a good year. Ketel Marte didn't do as well, but still had 35 home runs, almost 100 RBIs. So there's that. He just struck out a bit more. Robert, honestly, doesn't look great, right? Average is low, on base percentage is low, OPS is under 800, but 30 home runs, 30 doubles, 84 RBIs. It's an improvement on what he did last year, so I'm happy there. And he's super cheap. I mean, you're getting a superstar player for under 10 mil. Yeah, why not? Christian Walker. Yeah, give me that. Give me more of that, Christian Walker. I'm probably going to pick up that option. 16 mil for a guy who's crushing baseballs like that. Give me more of that. Pavin Smith, 46 at-bats. Not as many, but he still was very good. Matt Chapman did regress also. Verdugo was very good for us, 295 with a 376 on base percentage. I'm happy about that pickup. Cost me 11 mil over the span of like 11 mil each year for 3 seasons. That's a bargain. Moreno definitely stepped it up this season, 275 with almost a 350 on base percentage. And then we saw Perdomo already. So the team's looking okay, right? Like, it doesn't look bad. Offensively, there definitely are some question marks. So what are we going to do here? Honestly, I'm going to put Donovan in versus lefties. Gurriel can be on the bench. I like the team. I think we should do some damage here. So let's see. Who are we facing? The Brewers. Let's take a quick peek at the Brewers. What do they got going on with their team? Yelich, Garrett Hampson's their starting shortstop. They do have Big Meat Pete. There's that. They brought in Marquez. How was he for them? Not great. Okay. Their pitching doesn't look good. Their pitching does not look good at all. Their offense might be decent, but their pitching does not look good. All right, Gallon, give me a good outing. We win 4-3. Bieber loses. It comes down to the rookie, and we win 9-1. How many innings did he go? 9 innings, 10 strikeouts, 1 run allowed. Yes. I guess I'm going to have to go with Quantrill here just because of the short turnaround for the series. But we're going to take a look at the Dodgers since they won like 100 and some games this season. Let's see here. Jordan Walker. When did they get Jordan Walker? I know they signed Cody Bellinger. Okay. What? And Rhys Hoskins casually on the bench. Their pitching looks good. They brought in Jordan Montgomery. Ooh, boy, that's something, huh? That is definitely something. Alrighty, here we go. Quantrill gets us the win. Then we win the second one. Can Bieber close it out for us? Please. I really don't want to go to these last two games. Carlton, please. Holy cow. The rookie has come to play. He only pitched 5 innings the second game, but he came to play. We're facing the Braves. And honestly, no, we can do this now. So we can go Gallon. Oh wow, Bieber's getting shelled, man. Holy cow. Maybe Bieber needs to take a seat. We're facing the Braves. We're gonna be going Harris, Garcia. Okay. Tyrone Taylor's interesting, but that's the Braves. They didn't go and get anybody crazy, right? Anderson. Honestly, pitching first two, you're like, okay, but then after that, if we can sneak one of the first 2 games of the series, and by sneak I mean, we've got our 2 best pitchers out there. If we can win 1 or 2 of these games and then go Ian Anderson the rest of their pitching rotation, I feel pretty good. Okay, Gallon, we get the first one and the second one. Oh, it's over. Carlton. Oh, okay. Quantrill? Oh no. There it is. No. We're taking on the Rangers. Oh man, we're taking on the Rangers. This is what it was all for. The script writers have been on one. I love it. The Rangers, what do they have? We know they have Seawald. We know that. Did they make any other changes? No. That is the Rangers squad. Okay, Eugenio Suarez, Harry Ford. But, okay. All right. Let's do it. We've got the squad. Is everybody looking good? I need these 2 to step it up. 100%. Oh, the first 3 need to wake up, please. First 4. Oh man, offense in general is like really slacking. What is going on here? Anybody on the bench popping off? Lawler? Perdomo's doing well though. Even Brendan Donovan's kind of slacking. Okay. Carlton game 1. Quantrill? No. Let me adjust that. So let's go with. Ooh, can I go that one? Let me see. Yeah. We've got plenty of time. Plus that was Carlton that pitched the last game anyway. So there we go. We can go Gallon, Bieber, Carlton, Quantrill. So it comes down to this. The Rangers, the Diamondbacks, Zach Gallen, game 1, 12-9 W. 1-0, another dub. And now we've got the rookie Carlton against Nathan Eovaldi, 3-0. So that means we're 1 game away from winning it. Away from home. Okay. I'm feeling good. We're gonna go Gallen on the mound. Standard lineup here. Let's do it. We've got the squad looking good. A double from Corbin Carroll to start off the game. A fly out. There we go, Robert. We need that for sure. And then Pavin Smith, the unsung hero of the team with the home run, makes it 3-0. You know that stadium's quiet. It is silent like you're at church right now. Chapman on second base with another double. A single for Perdomo. Can he get the sac fly? He walks. Bases are loaded. You know John Gray's shaking right now on the mound. It is going crazy. Please get a run in. There we go. There's one. Fielder's choice is tough right there. I'm not going to lie. We only get 1 run. Not ideal, but I'm feeling good. Pavin Smith once again on base. Love to see it. Matt Chapman on base. And then a fielder's choice. So no run score there. The double play is massive. And let me tell you something. I'm feeling good about this. Zach Gallen is getting double play after double play. The offense has cooled off a little bit, but we've got prime Zach Gallen on the mound. They bring in Kamar Rocker. Moreno with the double. Corbin Carroll brings him in. No. Okay. Fly out. Single. Okay. A little bit of trouble here. Sac fly brings in 1. It's 4-1. That's okay. Ketel Marte's on first. And 2 fielder's choices. Really? I'm still going to let Zach Gallen go, though. Maybe not. Let's go to the bullpen now. Let's go Garrett Whitlock. A strikeout. Fly out. That's what we needed. Gets him out of the jam. And let's see. Righty switch. Can I I really want to see what Jonah Heim hits better. Because I know Josh Jung destroys. So we're just going to pitch here. A double. Okay. What does he hit better? Lefties. Okay. pitch to him anyways. And then lefty switch. Okay, so we're just going to go to the lefty here. Do we go to Strom? Yeah, we go to Strom. And gets us out of it. That's so big. Fly out, single. You know what? I'm stealing second. He gets the stolen base. He's in scoring position now. Look at that. Perfect. And he replaces him at second base. A walk. Bases are loaded for the man, Pavin Smith. And he brings in one. He gets out at first, but he still brought in the run. Verdugo brings in two. It's over. It's over. It doesn't matter anymore. There we go. There. Ooh, a single. Okay. We're not going to let this one get out of hand. It's 8-1 though. So let's just go Miguel Castro. A walk is not what I want to see, but there it is. Pavin Smith, 3 RBIs. I'm telling you, the guy was the unsung hero. He did what he needed to. Corbin Carroll, World Series MVP. Perdomo, playoff MVP. 388 in the postseason. Pavin Smith is there. Corbin Carroll is there. Corbin Carroll had 3 home runs in the World Series. We take a look at the pitching staff, the bullpen. Nelson, there we go. Fott had a tough time. Nelson was also very good. The other Nelson. Whitlock, iffy. Krismat, iffy. Okay, wow, our bullpen just like really didn't handle pressure well, huh? What is going on here? I know Lopez, yeah, okay. But Carlton was very good. Talk about a rookie coming in at 19 years old, winning Rookie of the Year with a crazy good season, 200 strikeouts in 206 innings. Comes into the postseason, and look at the numbers he puts up. Quantrill, tough outing. It's okay. Gallen was unbelievable. 40 innings pitched. Look at the ERA. Look at the whip. Bieber started off a little cold, turned it around, and I know the offense definitely had some bad bats, but Carroll was good. Ketel Marte was good. They picked it up. Robert struggled a little bit. Walker struggled a little bit, but Pavin Smith, take a bow. Verdugo was good. Chapman was pretty bad. Moreno picked it up, and Perdomo also pretty solid. You know what? The bench did what the bench needed to do, and there it is. The Diamondbacks defeat the Rangers this time and win a World Series. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that subscribe button down below, and of course the like button. And if you're looking for some more franchise/rebuild content, you should check out the video on screen now, where I try to win a World Series with the lowest budget ever in MLB history.